I absolutely hated my English teacher, and that's why I got revenge on her by making her think that I have a much lower English level than I actually do, and thus she transferred me to another class. So this is a, like a very long story, but essentially what happened was I got into university, and in there you have this week where you can select which teachers you want to choose for your semester. And guess what? I got the most horrible options out there. I got three options, out of which I could select only one. That's because uh, basically one of the teachers was already picked. There was only a certain amount of students that could apply for it. And the second option was conflicting with my schedule. And so I wasn't able to register for any other than this horrible teacher. And how did I know that it was horrible? Uh, my students, like students in my university, are really, really clever because they figured out that they could basically bribe teachers by making like a Google spreadsheet where they can track the reviews for certain teachers. And guess what? The teacher that I was left with, the English teacher, had only one review, and it just said shit, like as in like the teacher was shit. And I immediately knew that I don't want to be with that teacher, but I had no option. I was stuck with this option, and up until like the when like things start going at university, classes start. Only then I could like reapply for a different class. So and also that wasn't like really ideal because you never know if they're gonna accept or just boot you off. So I knew that I was in trouble, but I waited for the classes to start, and right when the semester was about to start, I I mean I still had to check for myself. It was if it was really just that bad, just as bad as this guy playing Clash Royale. Wow, he's bad. He just lost the tower just like that. Wow. But yeah, I went to the class and I immediately knew that it was so horrendous because the first thing that the teacher said, "Can this guy chill for a second? Thank you." I knew it was so horrendous because guess what? The first thing that the teacher said it was, "Get your notebooks out, kids." I'm not even kidding. Like she didn't even say hello or hi or anything like to be a normal human being. The first thing she did was like any horrible English teacher was, "Yeah, come on, get your stuff out. The classes are gonna be so bad that you're gonna like regret applying to the university." And yeah, by the way, the English level that I was applying for, like I applied for, was I didn't even realize I won. I'm just that good. What the English level was C2, but apparently you could not get C2 on the first semester because like very few students actually get like C2 level on their first year. So I was rejected, and then I was instead put in C1. But I knew if I could somehow trick her into thinking that I have a lower level, like say B2, then maybe I have a slight chance at like making her transfer me to another level. And that's exactly what I did. I looked over to my friends, like it was 5 minutes into the class, and I said, "Okay, dude, there is only one chance I get out of this place, and it's right now. Just because, wait, watch this. Splash damage. How is this card even allowed? Okay, well, I'm still gonna take truckload of damage, but to be fair, I was really aggressive. Okay, and he's spamming. Oh, I think they just don't want me playing. But yeah, I looked over to my friend and I said, "Okay, dude, this is only my okay, whatever. I'm just gonna start another game. This is my only chance." And I was like, I don't know. He was like, "Are you really gonna act like 3.5 hours, like just straight up acting like you're just really bad at English?" And I was like, "Yep." And that's how I made horrendous mistakes, like just saying, instead of the year 1953, for example, I said 1553. That's how horrible my mistake were. But I kept the act on. I just made everything to ensure that she thought I was just like at the rock bottom of the English career, and I should never even like try learning English ever again. And that's what I did for 3.5 hours. Later, after the class ended, I misclicked. I went to her and asked, okay, well, I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's just me that I'm just like right there in the corner and not hearing anything from you, or maybe it's just that I don't know. Maybe I'm having like a very slight skill issue, but I cannot seem to understand you sometimes. Maybe like is there a single opportunity that like is there a world where you can give me a chance to move to a different level entirely because I do not belong here. And she was like, that sounds good, yeah. And so yeah, she wrote down my name on the paper. She told me that I was gonna get transferred into B2 class, and yeah, but I was not satisfied because yeah, transferring to B2 class is like, and getting a new teacher was gonna be like miles ahead of what I currently had, because I knew that the whole semester with this teacher would be just absolutely atrocious, and it would be so like just painful to be sitting there every single week for 3.5 hours because you have to go and attend the English classes. That's how my university works. So yeah, I was screwed. And with this option of going to B2 classes, it was a little bit better, but still it was gonna be boring, especially at like this level. But so I decided to wait because there was still an option to just transfer like a normal human being by is he gonna activate the ability? I don't think he has the ability, right? Or the elixir. He has the ability. What has this game become? It's just the play this hero, play this champion, play this P.E.K.K.A, play this bridge spam, and it just works every single time. You know what? I'm gonna activate my ability as well. Golden Knight, just save. He has mirror. Okay, we take the tower. We're so back in this game. But yeah, I could transfer like a normal human being, and that's what I did. I waited for 1 week, but what is up with this guy? Can he get a hold of just human brain cells? I went in person to this office where they managed all the English stuff, and the people that were in there were so unhappy to see me. Like, I just got the weirdest freaking looks I've ever seen in my life. There was 3 ladies who didn't want to do anything in their life. Like, I could just see the defeat in their eyes. I could just see like their life just dissipating while they were like speaking to me. And I knew that if I attempted to like say a word to them or like ask them of the possibility of transferring me to another class because I'm not satisfied with this teacher, it's not gonna work out. So I scour around, I see that there was nobody in there, and I go to the same place a day later. Like, I didn't say a single word that day. So I went to the next one, and I told them, I noticed that there was another guy who was pretty unhappy to see me as well. I'm not gonna lie, but he was like more willing to help, I guess. So I went up to him, and yeah, he basically found me one singular slot in the entire university. There was around like 10,000 people in my university, so it's not like a small one. And there was one singular spot for me to attend to every single week, and that was with a native speaker, which is completely insane for my level, which just makes things just completely insane for me. Like, the luck I got there was quite insane. So yeah, I could have just done this from the start and like do this like a normal human being, but what's the fun in that, right? Like, okay, I could have gotten rejected if that wasn't for that really awesome W dude. Shoutouts if you're watching this video. The chances of that being that happening are 0, but you never know. He was an English teacher after all, so maybe he's watching Clash Royale videos and commentary. I don't know. You never know. So yeah, the possibility of this not working out was quite high, so that I just had this backup plan as a plan B in case, it didn't work out. So, but it did pay off because I wasn't like scared of being rejected at that like appointment or like of that meeting, because I knew that I still had a backup plan in case that didn't work out. So yeah, like it's quite brain dead if you think about it. Like I could have just gotten myself into big trouble if the teacher found out that I have a much higher skill and like a higher English level than I pretended to be, because uh, just imagine being in the spot of that teacher. Your student thinks you're stupid, and they lied to you, or like not lied, but I didn't lie, but I was still deceiving her into thinking that I was much lower skill and like level of English. So yeah, you wouldn't be happy at all. And so like he could have, if I was stuck with her, for the rest of my like semester, I was gonna be in a big trouble because she could like just completely zero out all my homeworks and like all my works and just be a prick. So yeah, I'm glad I'm now like with a native speaker, and it's been one semester so far. So yeah, it's been pretty good. That's the story. See you later.